Okay. Hi.
Hi.
I'm tired.
It's been a long day and a long week. I thought today's Leaders Forum was awesome. We have finally bridged the gap between personal and professional development. It is now, we've established such a rapport in the Leaders Forum that the walls have come down so that the growth can occur. It's been super cool the last 2 months to watch that really materialize.
Yeah.
You know, organically.
Yeah.
You know, it wasn't like anything forced. Yeah, I made mention, you know, and try to consciously set a precedent that we don't always have to talk about business.
Yeah.
But I think that, you know, COVID and just life in general happens to all of us, and when it does, those lines become blurred, and in order to make progress in one, you have to deal with the other. So, you know, now that that's been a theme the last 2 months, I feel like the leadership as a whole now embraces it. Yeah, so it's been super cool to see.
Yeah. Well, there's one thing that I noticed in the short time that I was a business owner. You can teach business, I feel like, you know, the stuff that you need to learn for business, right?
Like from an academic standpoint?
Yeah.
Profit and loss sheets.
Right. But the personal stuff, the mind stuff, the getting out of your own way, like, that has nothing to do with business, but yet it has everything to do with owning your own business.
Yeah.
And once I got over that hurdle, it was a game changer for me.
Yeah.
It was lights out. Nothing else mattered. Of like, well, now I can do it. No big deal. I'll figure it out.
Yeah.
But it's before, you know, dealing with all that other stuff that you have programmed yourself to believe for so long, and then unprogram yourself.
Yeah. Well, you know, I think that it's that constant you know, inner battle of, you know, validation through education, you know, certification and credentials, that, you know, you're always stopping before you start. Like, you know, I know for a long time, a lot of what I hung my hat on were the initials behind my name.
Sure.
You know, and the professional credibility that came with that.
Yeah.
But all the while, being immersed in as many modalities, you know, speaking specifically about fitness, you know, that's where my real credibility was coming from. You know, nobody gave a shit about my master's degree, but they always wanted to talk about playing football and being a Marine and working with athletes and doing that whole thing.
Yeah.
So there's a. Now you want a song?
Well, you're gonna have to come out here and give it.
Yeah.
Come here.
All right. Well, routine is everything, and
Pivot.
we're gonna introduce you to something that we do with Trystan every single night.
Come
hey,
here.
Come here. We're shooting an episode. Come here. This is family. So. Oh! All right, buddy. You ready? Are you ready? Say hi. Say hi, world.
Hi, world.
Okay. I see trees of green, red roses too. I see them bloom for me and you. And I think to myself, what a wonderful world. I see skies of blue, clouds of white,
the bright blessed day, the dark sacred night, and I think to myself, what a wonderful world. The colors of the rainbow, so pretty in the sky, are also on the faces of people passing by. I see friends shaking hands, saying, how do they do? They're really saying, I love you. I hear babies cry. I watch them grow. They'll learn much more than I'll ever know. And I think to myself, what a wonderful world. Yes, I think to myself, what a wonderful world.
Off to bed.
We love you.
You got it.
No.
Get down.
But I was trying to see.
You can come
Off
over
to
here
bed.
and just say goodbye.
Say bye, world. Say good night, world.
We love you, buddy. Good night.
I promise you, 2 minutes before I pressed record, I was just sitting there and I said, do you want a song? No, thank you. You can leave, Dad. Please leave my door cracked. All right.
You know he's coming back out.
Ugh.
He always does. He changes his mind.
I should have just sung to him right there. Anyway, so that's part of our nightly routine with Trystan. He gets a wonderful world before he turns in every night. And it's been our routine with him since the very beginning.
Yeah, I don't even remember.
Yeah,
First time
I can't
either.
remember a night we haven't done it.
Yeah, me neither.
Yeah, so.
And even when every time he says he doesn't, he ends up coming out saying he does. It's a reason to come back out, I think. He's creating his own excuses.
We're working through, well, you're navigating.
Yeah, I was going to say we.
Easy, easy. I got to get up at 4:30 in the morning with him too.
Anybody has any recommendation on transitioning a 4-year-old
Out of napping.
out of naps? Let me have it.
We just want to go back to the good old days where he slept for 12 hours.
I know.
And took a nap.
And took a 3-hour nap. And that's the hard part. It's like he wakes up at 5. He goes to bed he falls asleep 9 p.m. Wakes up at 5, 5:30.
He was up at 5 this morning.
And then he takes a 2-3 hour nap.
That
So do we give up that 2 to 3 hour time in the middle of the day when he's out to have
That
him
just sounds
fall
like
asleep?
the life.
To have him fall asleep earlier and wake up a little bit later.
You're gonna have to make that call, Mom. I'm dealing with the children at the gym.
Well, I was all set to take it away today, and then he
Yeah.
fell asleep at the table at lunch.
Can't leave now. You can't take them out of your sight. No, I mean going back to the personal growth piece and
Yeah.
the stagnation that can potentially come with academics and trying to validate yourself with credentials and education. There's just no substitute for experience.
Yeah.
I was just having that conversation with Jen, our dentist, at the gym today.
Yeah.
Actually, she came in after the Leaders Forum.
Yeah.
And I was telling her, we were just talking about, the transition back to opening for her practice and PHX and, what that looks like for her, what it looks like for us. And, Allie was standing there in the conversation as well. And we got to talking about, the apprenticeship process,
Yeah.
and how she hires and fires and stuff like that. And you're talking about, you know, her first filling in dental school, and my first client out of college, and how neither of those scenarios played out the way they told us it would in the classroom.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
and you know, like, and that's one of the very first conversations I have with our apprentices is, you know, are you ready for your education to truly begin?
Yeah.
It's best if you come into this scenario, this process,
Yeah.
as if you know nothing,
Mm-hmm.
and just learn it all from scratch.
Mm-hmm.
Because there's what the book says,
Mm-hmm.
and then there's everything that goes on.
Yeah. Yeah. Right.
Yeah.
The real world.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And they actually did teach classroom. I'm just referring to my formal education, which is my degree is in elementary education, but it was
Oh, you're
classroom
putting that shit to use right now.
classroom management. You know,
Yeah.
just managing all the what ifs.
Mm-hmm.
You know, being able to manage it all
Yeah.
as a coach,
Mm-hmm.
as a dentist, owning your own practice.
Mhm.
You know, you just got to kind of jump in.
Yeah.
And that's just part of getting out of your own way in your own head. And
Yeah.
I can't do it because I don't have this, or I don't have this, or I don't have that.
Well, I think that to your point, if you dive deep enough into that reading list I just put out, doesn't matter. I tend to focus on 5 topics. As I was reading, as I was like putting it together, I was like, damn, I only really read about 5 things: mindset, relationships, business, money, and leadership. And in all 5 of those genres, if you will, one of the principles of success, one of the reoccurring themes, tenets, whatever you want to call it, is above and beyond academic education is personal growth, the investment in yourself, mentorship in literally every phase of your life.
Yeah.
You know, mentorship in relationship, mentorship in your field, mentorship in money management, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. And finding, mentorship has many forms. And what we've experienced since we've been together is mentorship through association, and surrounding ourselves with people that are the embodiment of what we perceive success to be, whether it's in relationships or business or in finance or whatever. And leveraging their experience through conversation and stuff like that to take on best practices, and then at the same time figure out what we like about them, what makes them tick, and then bringing that into our deal.
I think one of the things that you've said along the way that has always resonated with me is, we're growing up and we have a coach or a teacher or somebody to guide us through everything. School, your parents, athletics, you name it. You've got
Boy Scouts,
somebody,
Girl Scouts,
you've got a leader, somebody who's guiding you through it. And then you get, through college and they're kind of just like, okay, you should know everything by now, like, have at it, and that just really resonated with me, even as adults, like, have a business coach, have a therapist, have a nutrition coach, have a personal trainer, if those are, high achievers, those are the things that they invest in themselves, is investing in themselves with those things.
Yeah.
So.
And and something that you've brought up as far as coaching and whatnot is concerned, it's the accountability piece.
Yeah.
Like, it's one thing to aspire to be great.
Right.
It's a whole nother deal to attempt to hold yourself accountable
Yeah.
the whole way.
Yeah.
Because the cheapest bullshit you can buy
Yeah.
is your own.
Right.
You know.
Yeah.
And we buy our own shit at wholesale.
Yeah. Yep.
You know. And so when you have, whether you pay for it or it's just somebody that has an objective outside looking in perspective on your growth and your situation, they just so happen to give a shit about you.
Yeah.
You know, when you put it out there in the universe and you say, hey,
Yeah.
hold me accountable for this goal,
Yeah.
the likelihood of you actually achieving it
Yeah.
increase exponentially.
Oh, for sure. When I have to check in with somebody,
Mhm.
like, oh, it's going to happen. There's no way I'm going to show up or check in or whatever and have it not be done.
Right.
There's no way.
Mhm.
So yeah, the accountability for me, that's all it is.
Yeah.
So,
It's everything.
yeah.
You know, and I think that you can also create that on purpose in your circle of friends,
Mm-hmm.
which I've always found very interesting, because just by virtue of the teams I've played for, the relationships created through sport and the military, you know, I'm very fortunate that my closest circle of friends are the type that, like, anytime I accomplish something great, instead of the pat on the back and the attaboy, it's like, it's about fucking time. What took you so long?
Yeah. 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 It's
You
true.
know, like the surrounding yourself with people that have their own expectations of greatness,
Sure.
and then now you get to piggyback off each other.
Mm-hmm.
Not in a negatively competitive way, but it's like, oh shit, well, if Paul's going on for an MBA or a master's degree,
Mhm.
like, should I be done learning?
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
Oh man, like they just acquired another business. Like,
Mm-hmm.
maybe I should start looking to see what's up.
Yeah.
You know, and it's that very, you're riding each other's momentum,
Mm-hmm.
and at the same time celebrating each other's successes
Yeah.
along the way, which
Yeah.
is super cool.
Yeah. Yeah.
And at the same time, you know, like you're also able to mentor and guide each other
Mm-hmm.
through each other's individual circumstances as well.
Yep.
You know?
Yep.
So those phone calls are always interesting because
Yeah.
they're few and far between, but they're
Yeah.
always meaningful.
Yeah.
You know, they always come back to some some growth moment.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah. You can't have those right now, though.
I just can't try to act on any more ideas. I can have the conversations. I just have to run them by you first.
And I can put them over here on this list of.
That's right. Did you
Not
see the
right
notes
now.
I took yesterday? So yesterday we had a meeting with our coach, and you know, we were outlining expectations, roles and responsibilities, and things of that nature as we move forward. And we're talking about Nicole's roles and responsibilities and all the things that she's responsible for. And in my notes, I guess, gets to say no a lot.
I saw that. Like, bolded.
Fuck. But I mean, that's what's gotten me in trouble for so long.
I know.
You know, so having somebody that, you know, that's strong enough.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I would say first and foremost, never mind the fact that you're my wife,
Yeah.
to just be like, no,
Yeah.
you know, that's not a good idea. We're
Yeah.
not doing that shit.
Yeah.
And, you know, remember the thing
Yeah.
that we're supposed to finish
Yeah.
before you can do that thing?
Yeah. Yeah.
Eyes on the prize.
Yeah.
You know? So, yeah. And I'm cool with that. I recognize that. You know? But I also realize within myself that I can be overbearing. I can be very ready, fire, aim,
Mm-hmm.
and so putting that governor on my impulse for action, creates stability.
Yes, it does.
Yeah.
Which I would love. I need.
Chaos is all right. I've franked the tank it this long,
Great.
But no, I think that we are, we've got a lot of work ahead of us.
Yeah.
But, the thing I appreciate, the thing that really sealed the deal as of yesterday's meeting with Chris is just the clarity,
Yeah.
and expectations.
Yeah.
I am the victim of all of my good ideas.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And what's the word he used? Like, left to my own devices,
Yeah.
will porpoise.
Yes. Yeah. Yeah.
So, yeah, it's been good.
Well, I just appreciate you because, I've always seen the gym as your business.
Mhm.
CrossFit PHX has been your baby. And for you to, ask me to do this and take this role on, I think at first I was just a little bit, like, it's still his gym, I'm working for him, it's his, But after yesterday, I really see how important I am
Mhm.
in the success and moving forward
Yeah,
and how we're going to get there.
right.
So,
No, I think that at face value, in what I needed you to do most immediately,
Yeah.
I could totally, if I step outside the situation and put myself in your shoes,
yeah,
it looks like the position of a glorified secretary,
yeah,
and then when you get into the weeds of it and how critical you really are to the end goal,
right,
right? It's like, oh shit,
right,
it's not that at all.
right, no.
Yeah.
But I'm learning all of the little things right now that make the business run, which I have to know anyway, so. Just like you do, because you've had to do all of them for 7 years.
I was just happy.
Off and on.
I was just happy to, as we put this.
Yeah.
Yeah. It was really cool. You said that you got a little frustrated yesterday because you have a tough time not knowing how to do things.
Yes.
Or as I've watched you athletically,
Yeah.
not being amazing at it right off the bat.
Correct.
Right?
I don't do
The-
things I'm not good at.
The learning curve, right?
Yes.
Being forced to just shut the fuck up,
Yeah.
and I know what that looks like. I was there for that. Like, in my mind.
And just watch me just die inside.
Well, then, I was avoiding eye contact, because as I can feel you squirm, I want to laugh, but I know it's not funny to you. So yeah, no, I'm proud of you for embracing that tension, and I'm proud of the awareness and confidence that you have as coming into this with the the brief jump into entrepreneurship. I don't think that without that,
Completely agree.
you have an appreciation for the role that you've taken on.
Completely agree. I've thought that to myself a million times in the last month or so.
Thank God for making the leap.
Yeah. Well, it's gotten me to this point.
Mhm.
I mean,
Yeah.
it's been a transformational year
Yeah.
in so many ways. So
Mhm.
I'm grateful for it all.
Yeah.
As painful as it has been, I'm very grateful for it all.
Yeah.
I love who I am and
I love
who you are. Well, thank you. And where we're going and how I'm able to help you.
Yeah. So help us.
Help us. I
That's right.
appreciate you. Just like this is our home.
No. No. Look. Fuck that. No. I walk in the house and I'm like, hey, kids, you want to read a book? Like, yeah. Like, okay, where you want to read it? Mommy's room. Mm-hmm. Got it. Daddy, are we going to Mommy's house? Hey, like,
Is Daddy sleeping in your bed tonight, or is he sleeping on the couch?
like, what have I done to myself?
I was gonna say you've done it.
Jeez. Because it's the gym. It's not Daddy's gym.
Oh, if you
No,
ask Trystan,
no.
where does Daddy live?
Every day, I'm like, all right, Daddy's going to work. Daddy, you going to the gym?
Yeah.
But no.
But if you
But
ask
if they're at the
Trystan,
gym, hey, we're going to Mommy's house. I'm like, damn, I feel like a boyfriend. Like, oh, your mom's house, huh? Okay, all right. I don't know what kind of messages you sending these kids, but that's okay. That's all right. That's all right. I'm on to you.
I love you.
I love you too. Oh man. Okay, the deliriousness is starting to set in.
I know.
Going to bed.
I know, and I'm sweating. It's hot. It's hot in Arizona.
Yeah.
The heat has hit.
It's good though, because now I'm not out here in a hoodie looking like an asshole in April.
Right.
We love you guys. We hope that you guys are thriving right now, regardless of your circumstance. You're choosing to be grateful for something, and if you want that reading list, if you're in need of some perspective, a shift in mindset, whatever, I'd be happy to send that to you. Just hit us up in the comments, and we'll get you figured out.
All right.
Yeah. Later, guys. Love and strength. Later.